Welcome to the forum thread number 5. I'm your host, Dark One Dre, and here with us we've got Chaos Mana,
Hello.
Mr. Fusion,
What up?
the Sweet Man,
Hey guys.
Wubwave,
Mm.
Wubwave.
You cannot hear me?
No,
Is
not
this-
the first time.
Oh,
Talk
there you
louder.
go.
Hello?
And Nobod.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey.
And hopefully we'll
Like,
not lose anybody.
If you want instant comedy, all you have to do is just not respond to anything I say, and I'll assume I dropped out and just begin a shitstorm of swears.
Right. Oh, and I should read this too. The Indie Renegades comment to us, since she wouldn't be able to be with us. She posted it on Rooster Teeth. Says this thread won't be attending due to family Easter stuff, so this thread will sit this one out, but would like everybody in the Skype chat to be relayed wishings of a good podcast. So hopefully her good wishes will be strong enough to keep Wubwave in this podcast.
Yeah.
It's all cross
The
our
internet
fingers.
runs on wishes.
And I heard like half of what you just said, but it's cool. I heard my name, so...
Yeah, we were talking
Yeah.
about you, so you should feel special.
And just randomly, we should just say, "Oh, there goes Wubwave," even if he's still there.
Yeah, that'd work. You get a live recording of Meanwhile on Wubwave's screen.
All right, so
Yeah.
No one.
Nobod, so you're gonna post some of the questions?
Yeah, I'll post some of the questions here in this chat thing here for us to talk
Well,
about
since
later.
you've got them, why don't you read them out loud? Go ahead.
Right before he does, I was going to say that any questions or intros or whatever you want to send, the forum thread at yahoo.com is the place to do that. And go.
And we all know
Alright.
that you all are lazy fuckers who are just going to message us anyway, but we're going to throw that out there.
Well, I mean, they can't.
Yeah.
They can't. Well, I guess they could message.
And they can
us.
be as ugly as
Yeah.
they want, but they will not break our spirit.
That's
This
right.
kind of
because it's the
this is
internet.
making my questions
And on-
funnier.
On the internet, nobody knows you're not wearing pants.
That's right. I thought about
Alright,
not putting
what's-
any on, but it's a little bit drafty in my
What's
apartment,
it-
and I was kind of wet
Who
after getting out of the
and
shower.
what's the first question for? Is it not specific?
They are not specific, but some
So
of them
it's a
are,
free-for-all then.
they're really just jokes. But Miles Prower
boy.
asked, "Do these pants make me look fat?"
Yes, they do.
That's not a question for us. That's a question.
Look,
that
Miles,
he's
let's
asking
be
about
They
himself.
always do.
let's be frank, Miles. You're fat, okay? Now we're
It's not
okay
the
with that.
pants.
The big question is, are you okay with that,
The only
Miles?
pants that don't make you look fat are sweatpants.
Oh no, I've seen sweatpants on certain people that there's no
Oh,
saving them.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Like Captain
Oh,
Sweatpants.
boy.
Just
from
go to
They're better
Walmart.
than jeans
Big Bang
on those
Theory.
people.
Hanging at Walmart.
The people of
Oh.
Walmart.com.
I saw something on the news yesterday. There's actually an organization that is
13.
trying to make the Organization for Fat Acceptance. They're trying to make it to where fat is mainstream.
So there's a fat alliance? What?
Yes.
That
So they're
is
pushing.
so-
Do you know who's
Association
against
to
the
advance fat.
major
Dumb.
opponent?
Who's that?
Napa.
Do you know who the major opponent is?
Who?
Heart disease. But,
That and McDonald's.
Yeah, but when I heard about that, I'm
Okay.
like, that sounds so retarded. I mean, we all have the obesity epidemics all over this nation. They're pushing
I mean,
for fat acceptance. I'm like,
well, the
that's
Yeah.
just-
only
Let's
the
make it
only
okay
it
to be
depends.
unhealthy.
yeah.
I think it depends on
Overrated.
there's some people that literally cannot help it, even if they eat healthy as dark. Then
Those
it would,
are very,
it's
very
still
few. That's
Yeah.
like 1% of the population.
Dark is right. Usually, if that's the case, there's a serious medical condition. So I agree. Look. I make fat jokes, and my feeling is this: if someone is morbidly obese and they're trying hard to eat right and exercise and they can't lose weight, I do feel bad for them and I wish them the best. But for the people that are pounding quarter pounder with cheese and looking to get on disability because of the fatness, then that's when I have a problem with people.
That
And
yeah.
it's usually those are the people that are forming the alliance. It's not the people that are
Yeah.
saying, "I have a glandular problem. I need surgery to help me lose weight." It's the people that don't get off their fat asses that are the ones, and that they're lazy, that are saying, "Okay, we need to form an alliance because we're discriminated against." No, you're not discriminated against. People just don't like you.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
several people like that. And like you get the I'm curvy and I'm beautiful and I'm perfect the way I am, and you're like, the sidewalk is cracking underneath you right now.
There is a weight
You
limit.
struck oil.
I mean,
Oh my god.
I know I'm kind of a little bit more harsh, I guess, on the topic in general because like I had actually gained a lot of weight before I moved to North Carolina after I had gotten really depressed, a lot of family issues, but I wound up losing 80 pounds and getting it
Oh.
all off and going back to the gym and everything. So it's like it was something that I took control of, and I decided, okay, I look at the mirror and I don't recognize my face anymore. I'm like, yeah, I got to do something about this. It's like so it's it doesn't really matter, what situation you're in. All you have to do is just, you know, make that decision. Okay, I'm going to do this for myself. I'm going to feel good about myself again, and you just have to make yourself start, and it's really just that simple. It's you just have to stop
So
making excuses and
so
do
what
it.
do you usually do for a regular workout?
I don't actually have a regular workout. I just squeeze in whenever I have free time.
Well, I mean,
No pun intended.
Awkward chuckle.
What's that movie coming out with Mark Wahlberg about the like Sun City Gym Gang or something?
It's based on a true story. I think it was in the late '80s, early '90s, where a couple of guys wanted to rob this businessman in Miami, and they met an ex-con who got into the bodybuilding business. And from the trailers, it looks like a serious drama, but when you read the story, it actually plays out like a fucking comedy because just the guys were just complete idiots, and they tried to cover their tracks, and they basically screwed up every step of the way, burying themselves deeper and deeper in a mess. And when you watch the trailer, you're like, okay, this looks like some stupid Michael Bay type of movie. But when you read and when I saw I had no idea this movie was being made, by the way. And I was like, okay, I saw the trailer. I think was it The Hobbit at the Draft House. They were showing some previews of some movies, and that one popped up. So when I got home, I looked it up, and I read the story, the actual articles about the story, and you're just like, these guys, this shouldn't be a drama. This needs to be a comedy because these guys were just stupid.
Well, there's a bit in the trailer where Mark Wahlberg walks in the room. He's like, I gotta get in a pump. And he grabs a dumbbell and he's like, starts pumping the dumbbell. And the Rock's sitting there going, oh yeah, feel it. Yeah, it hurts. I know it
oh
does.
gosh.
They should totally do a porn together. That would be awesome.
And we need to go on record and say, look, we're not trying to bash overweight people here. What we're talking about is, hopefully, the rest of the group here agrees. We're not making fun. What we're talking about is this coalition of tubbies that it's unnecessary. It's a slap in the face of the plight of people that do struggle. Like I mean, we're in a different time now, but at some point, minorities, the gay and lesbian community. There's organizations and groups out there that are trying to help bring awareness and stem the negativity. There's no need for something like this. That's how I feel. If anyone else feels differently,
That's
Well,
the
I
whole
mean,
reason why I brought it up.
I see no way because if anyone is fat, it's completely their own fault.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
there are rare instances where you do have chemical imbalances that will cause you to retain weight. But
yeah, I mean, that's a harsh reality, but since it is so rare, like you said,
yeah,
it
they're
doesn't.
few and far between. So yeah, most people are just fat because of there's lots and lots of different reasons. Usually it's a combination of a really bad diet and lacking exercise, a sedentary lifestyle. And it's really sad because it doesn't really take a whole lot of effort. And like what I did, I joined Planet Fitness because they have the $10 membership. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I don't need a fancy gym. I don't need all this stuff. I just need to go because I have no motivation to work out at my house. I've tried it. It doesn't work. If I'm home fuck it, I'm home. I'm not gonna do a damn thing.
Yeah.
You're not gonna run on a treadmill while
Hell
playing
no.
a video game?
Yeah, actually, I grew up with a treadmill in my house, and my mother was the only one who used it because she would get up at 5 o'clock in the morning before anyone else woke up and run on it. I'm like, yeah, I don't have that motivation or self-discipline, so I got to get my ass out and go do something.
Well,
Well,
admitting
it's,
it is the
I,
first step.
I'm a lot of the time in the same kind of boat. Like I play a lot of sports and stuff, but like in the army, we have to go to the gym every morning, and like I hate doing it half the time, but it's good that I'm forced to as part of my job to
Oh
stay
yeah.
active and stuff. Like if I wasn't, I'd probably be 300 pounds by now.
Well, and it's not
Uh,
horrible because I know at Planet Fitness, so I'm assuming they do this at all the other gyms. They have the flat screen TVs in front of all the workout
Yeah,
machines,
they
so
do.
it's not like and you can plug your headphones in it and you can have control over which one you listen to. So it's not like you're
yeah,
just
yeah. That's important because plain working out just it seems like almost like I'd rather at least be watching or listening to something I enjoy.
yeah.
So it's better.
Actually, it's the only time I actually watch public TV is when I'm at the gym.
Yeah. Well, and I find having somebody to go with to sort of keep you accountable, and that helps a
Yeah,
lot
that
too.
also helps.
Yeah.
You know, one day you don't want to go, the other day he doesn't want to go, but because you're both, accountable to each other, you have to. So
Yeah, that's a really good strategy. I don't exactly do that. I've always gone by myself, but I know several of my other coworkers, we all go to the same gym because it's right next to where we work. And
yeah,
so we'll all say to each other when we're sitting in the lounge getting ready for the time clock, those last 5 minutes before it's time to punch out. And
yeah,
like, so you're going to see it at the gym? And we'll be like, yeah or no. And then, you got to give them shit if they're not going to be there.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
So it's that a positive use of peer pressure.
Yeah, the best kind.
So I have to ask, I know Dark's going to get real jealous about this. Has anyone else logged plenty of time in BioShock Infinite this week?
Oh,
You have
you
no idea.
bastard.
I've watched
Don't
it.
talk to me.
I'm not going to throw out any spoilers or any of that. All I'm going to say is this game was worth every penny, man. And I know a lot of people are
Indeed.
getting confused by the storyline, which I don't have a problem with. I'm catching everything as I go, but it throws a lot out there pretty quick. But overall, the
So,
graphics are good, the story's good, and the action's good.
would you say how does it compare to the other two though?
The first one is a solid 9.9 to me. That was a damn good game.
It
Th-
was. It was
this one-
fantastic.
This one is probably, I'm going to say, on a scale of 10, if one was a 9.8, 9.9, this is a solid like 9.4, 9.5. Just because the reason why is because everything's been done before in video games, so you're not treading new waters with this game in terms of the gameplay and the storytelling. I think the only new concept is it's in the Cloud City, but you kind of don't notice it after a while that you're in the Cloud City. So, I purchased it, I think Thursday or Friday night, and I barely logged. I played about 6 hours of it yesterday, and like I said, it was worth every.
Oh, I thought you already beat it.
No, I haven't beaten it. I think I'm about 3/4 of the way through, based on just where the storyline's at, but who knows? But like I said, the action of it's just like the first one in terms of action. There's a few new features, but in terms of storytelling, I liked the first one a little bit.
I've heard they're very racist.
Yeah, that's the only thing. If you're very sensitive about something like that, this game's not for you.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I would consider that a plus though, because they're actually tackling a lot of what?
What was that, Wub?
You know what's also racist? History.
Especially history in 1912, which is
Yeah.
where it's clocked in. Yeah, so I mean, there are people that are going to be very sensitive and offended by it. But if you know the time and place this game's taking place, then you're like, okay, yeah, this is all expected. Every single moment of the lines, the story, the progression that all has to do with race. You're like, yeah, well, it was 1912, man. This
Yeah,
is
that's
exactly.
that's one of the things that impressed me as I was reading up about the game. I'm like, okay, I'm glad they have the balls to actually do that because it is historical fact, and it's something that a lot of people, you look back on American history and you cringe on it. You're like, ooh, wow, yeah, we were really backwards. But it's one of those things that by putting it into a video game like that, and they didn't do a clumsy job of it. They were trying to get you to connect with those characters and really feel their plight, and and are compelled to want to do something about it.
Exactly.
So I think that it's actually a real positive. It's uncomfortable, but it's uncomfortable on purpose, and that's a very important experience, I think.
Well, I think your not your personal belief, but part of the the racism starts at the very beginning of the game, and that kind of sets your path in the game. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to spoil too much
I
of it.
think it's really interesting. I haven't seen any games that's been brought forth like that, especially new ones. I'm
Yeah,
kind of curious to see how it is.
Yeah, a lot of the newer games are accused of being racist for their content, but not actually tackling the topic of racism.
Those are the best games.
Well, speaking of racism, 42 is coming out in a couple weeks.
42.
Which is, yeah, it's a movie about Jackie Robinson.
Robinson.
Yeah, the first black baseball player in Major
Oh.
Leagues. I'm looking forward to see it.
That.
I've seen the trailer a couple times. Chad Boseman and Harrison Ford.
Alan Tudyk from Firefly.
Yep.
Really?
Oh, nice.
Yep.
I miss Firefly.
Everyone
I
misses
rewatch it every
Firefly.
so often. I'm like, why? Why did this get canceled?
Every time I see Alan Tudyk, I think of Dodgeball, where he's the pirate.
The pirate.
Steve.
Pirate Steve.
The best part of that movie is
That
at
movie
the
had
end.
like the best line ever. It was, he's more of a pirate than you'll ever be. I don't know why I like that line. I just do.
Who was the semi-gay black guy with the headband? I forget his name. The character.
Semi-gay?
Yeah. Well, come on. It was
How
kind
does
of
that
The
work?
term is flamboyant.
flamboyant. I'm sorry, flamboyant.
There we go.
There we go.
Let's get terminological.
Well, anyway,
everybody.
my favorite part. He's a pirate.
Yeah.
Steve, the guy that dresses up as a pirate.
Steve.
He's a pirate.
What? Who do you mean? Nobody knows who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said, does Wes have a question?
Yeah, iWest had a question. That was.
Hi, Wes. We're glad you had a question.
Yes.
You know what? If you completely want. Oh yeah, what is Dark's favorite food? Why do I think he asked that? Yep. He
Brilliant.
just posted that.
That's such a cruel thing to ask me because I just love food in general.
And you're not
What's
fat.
the bet?
Food is good after all.
Yeah. That's...
You are no okay. You're gonna be stranded on an island with only with a pistol with one shot and your favorite food. What would that food be?
Salad.
Well,
then you can have anything
I
on
wouldn't
it.
want to eat my favorite food all the time, though. It wouldn't be my favorite. I'd want to eat something that I really didn't care for. That way, when I got to actually loathing it, then I wouldn't really care.
But if you have salad,
If you're
you
gonna
have
end
salad.
up not
favorite
liking it
food
either
is
way,
a
wouldn't it
boat.
be better to start with something good?
Okay. For my favorite dish in general, I would say like a dinner would be a good sweet and sour chicken dinner. I've got a fantastic recipe that it's not good for you at all. You deep fry a bunch of chicken, and you have to make the rice. And one time we actually had a friend over that knew how to make egg rolls, so we did the whole thing. And I have a sweet and sour sauce that's got a lot of vinegar and plum and raspberry preserves in it.
Plum.
Yeah, it adds a really interesting flavor. So you got the sweet and sour sauce there.
Do we all get to answer this question?
Why not? Sure. Let's go around the table.
You sounded so timid.
Yes, that would be my
two.
that would be my favorite meal. I wouldn't say it's specifically my favorite food. Maybe my sushi might be my absolute favorite food. I'm not
yeah.
sure.
That is good stuff right there. I do enjoy sushi.
I didn't even know I liked sushi until I moved to North Carolina. In Michigan, it's where I grew up. Like you had to drive 2 hours to get to a decent sushi place. Everything else is the stuff they've got at little Chinese buffets.
Oh, yeah.
I tried one of those once
Yeah.
and nearly barfed. And then a couple years later, tried it again at another place and had a similar reaction. So I thought I just didn't like sushi. Then came out here and went to an actual real place. I'm like, holy shit, this stuff is amazing. And so I actually learned how to use chopsticks by eating sushi.
That's how I learned.
Thank you, sushi.
I still can hardly do it anyway, but still.
So you actually know how to use them?
I'm really good at using chopsticks now. I'm not as good as Ken because he grew up using chopsticks, but I don't get made fun of now.
Now here's a question: do you eat the rice with your chopsticks, or do you go fork?
I only use chopsticks.
Alright.
Yeah, I use chopsticks for rice.
Yeah, because I know
I
some
could
people
not.
use
I would
forks
get
for the rice.
annoyed at learning how to eat rice with chopsticks.
It was
The
a
thing-
personal challenge.
Yeah.
Well, and they usually make it's usually kind of sticky, so it's
Yeah,
clumped together.
it's not like American white rice where
Yeah.
it's like the
Well,
pieces
yeah,
fall apart.
I do know that the rice is like a different consistency in those type of meals. Like they do clump a lot easier.
Yeah, it's the sugar that they add in it. It clumps it.
It is.
Uh-huh. That's why
So is anyone else
if you ever
gonna
notice it has a
answer the
sweet taste to it.
hypothetical question.
All
Sorry.
grains have sugar anyway, so
Well, yeah, there's always natural sugars and such in all foods, but well, almost all foods, I think.
That's where we get our energy from.
That's why sugar tastes good, actually. Sugar is not actually a sweet tasting substance, but we interpret it as being sweet because of the high energy content.
that's cool. I thought it was just because, it dissolves in your mouth first, and,
Yeah, isn't it just in the taste buds?
Yep. Your body recognizes this is a high concentration of energy, so I need this to taste good, so I will want to eat it.
Well, then why does some sugar things taste bad?
Because of
mean?
all the other stuff in it.
So,
Yeah, I'm not
who
getting
else?
this. Your plan has flaws.
So who else wants to say their favorite food?
Well, you should tell us what your favorite food is.
Yeah.
Yeah, what up
So
with
the question is,
What?
that? Okay,
What?
go ahead.
That's
wait, shut up, everyone. So the question
We were
is,
just
Yeah,
talking
what
about
is-
food,
started
started talking.
Island,
We
What
forgot
is-
you were here.
food, but I'm gonna take, right?
What?
Okay,
I'm
what did you
lost.
what did you say? Okay, I'll stop. What did you say? Or not?
I can't hear a thing you're saying.
Yeah.
Uh,
Just
Never mind.
repeat everything you just said, okay?
okay, I said, so the question is, if I was stuck on an island, what kind of food would I bring? Right?
Yes.
Yes. Now, do you have an answer for that?
Few people know this, but my favorite food is a boat.
Boat.
Like a
What?
sushi boat?
I beat your question, iWest.
A banana boat.
Okay, what type of boat?
No.
Because boat is very, very general.
Oh no, because he's talking about if he was on an island, he'd want a boat. I get it.
What?
Something about being stranded
was-
on an island and it being a boat and being a clever answer or something.
Well, yeah, but it
I
has
can't
to
hear
be
a goddamn thing.
it has to be edible.
It could be made out of
We will
coconut.
force you to eat it.
What is that?
Coconut?
You uh, can you eat the coconut shells?
You could.
Well,
That would
Not
hurt.
saying you'd
Well-
want to.
you could eat concrete if you wanted.
Well, okay, it has to actually be a food that people eat. It can't
Yeah,
just
who's
be
gonna
something
stop you?
that. Because you could eat anything. You could eat poison, but that doesn't mean.
Ah, it
So
could be
something
made
that
out of
offers
leather.
nutritional value, right?
Oh, okay.
What about leather? You could eat leather.
What nutritional value does leather have?
It keeps you from being hungry because it stays in your stomach.
That's true.
That's not nutrition.
For a
But is it
that-
digestible though?
Very,
Yes.
very slowly.
Oh,
Everything
probably.
is digestible.
I mean, it's skin, right?
Yeah.
Is metal digestible then?
No.
No, it's not. It doesn't break down.
Yeah, it is. It will break down eventually.
Not
Go
in-
eat a
not in
nail
your
and then
digestive
come.
tract.
Yeah, something that will
Yeah.
pass without causing massive anal bleeding, which means we have to exclude Chipotle. So,
Darn.
I've never eaten at a Chipotle restaurant, but I use Chipotle quite often in some of the foods that I make, and I've never had that problem. Is it just something they do at the restaurant?
no, it's just a joke. I don't,
I've heard several people actually literally have that problem.
well, you could. I mean, there allegedly it's everything organic, the cheese, the rice, everything. But I find it hard to believe that a straight organic meal is gonna give you the massive runs. I find that hard to believe.
Well, it
Just 'cause-
depends. If you're used to eating processed stuff and then you eat an organic meal, then you actually shock your system because your body's not used to dealing with it.
That was my theory too, and someone told me, God, I forgot what it was. It had to do with the ketones in your body that basically disqualifies that answer. I'll have to think about
Well,
this.
not necessarily. You know how like, if you're constipated, they'll say eat prunes
Yeah.
I didn't
because
know
of the high fiber content in it. But if you eat a high fiber diet like I do, I can eat an entire bag of prunes and have absolutely no difference with my bowel movements whatsoever. I don't have problems like that.
Guys, remember to put in the link dump Dark's bowel movements, please. Remember that.
Yeah.
You want me to take a picture next time so you can have visual reference?
In the link dump, have Dark's dumps. Okay.
It's a link.
But it's anyway, it's kind of the same concept.
You should just
though.
link to a picture of Dark. Just looking funny.
Do
No,
like
him taking out the trash, but say Dark.
I got the
Taking
poo
it
on
down.
me.
But anyway, it's kind of the same concept. If you feed yourself something that you're not used to eating, it will have an adverse effect on your system.
Like people.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. But I think that has to do with blood.
Well, that doesn't count for me, but
And why
Why
is
are
that?
you O? O neg?
I
Is it
am
O negative?
I'm
That's
O
universal.
positive.
O positive?
I
O
don't
negative
know
is
what
the
I am.
universal receptor. Or donator, sorry. O positive is the most common though. With like, I think in North America it's something like
Hey,
35%.
Someone just got pulled over outside. Oh, sucks for that guy.
Should give a shout out to the guy that just got pulled over in front of Nobod.
And then and then you no longer hear Webwave for the rest of the podcast.
He was cruising around.
Stealing his internet. That's why his internet works.
No.
Uh-oh.
Voices.
I think the cops are at his house.
They're coming for Nobod next. We're gonna get taken away from the podcast one by
Oh.
one.
No, well, at least that would be an
Yeah.
interesting reason to miss the rest of the podcast.
Yeah.
We're
The cop
arrested.
showed up.
You were
Ratings
arrested
would go
for loitering.
skyrocketing. And the cop has not gotten out of the car yet.
He's just
just sitting there.
Oh,
he's
I hate it when they do that. They just sit there, they pull your ass over, and then they sit there twiddling their thumbs, and then they get around to coming out to you. And if you're in a hurry, it does nothing but piss you off. So you're like,
and
dude,
then you
I'm
end up
speeding
yelling.
for a
You
reason.
end up yelling at them,
Yeah.
and then you get in more trouble.
There was last summer I was at a bar, like a patio on the main street in Kingston where I live, and the main street there's one way, and there's somebody was pulling out of a parking lot and they went the wrong way on the one-way street.
Oh,
And
shit.
there happened to be a cop right there, so he stopped him. It looked like he was a tourist or something. He had his family and everything, and he's all frustrated. His wife's yelling at him, and the cop comes over and talks to him for a second, and I guess they sorted it out. So the cop pulls his car around to sort of block off the lane so the guy can turn around, and he gets turned around and takes off, and the cop, as he's backing up to turn the right way again, backs right into a taxi. And there's probably about 40 or 50 people on this patio all sitting there watching the whole thing. And it just erupts as soon as you hear the crunch. It goes, woo!
Oh my god, that's a short cop. That's
Oh, yeah.
hilarious.
Is he fat?
He's not fat, but he's like 5 feet tall.
I'm gonna enjoy this story when I can actually hear it.
How do you know? How you know you'll enjoy it if you can't hear what we're saying now?
We should just talk
It
talk about him
sounds
now.
very entertaining. All that sounds very good.
I'm surprised
Sounds
that
like
I'm
it's a
surprised that the
real,
internet connection works like that. Like I can hear him talk as if he had a perfect
There's no
connection.
problem. Yeah, he sounds loud and clear coming our way.
He sounds
Quiet
awful
and
to
clear.
me.
Quiet and clear.
That's because of
Well,
my.
it's probably because you're
microphone.
hosting the actual call.
He sounds
that could
fine.
be.
Like we all have to bounce off you.
Internet, how does it work?
He's trying to work the internet again.
Oh no.
This ended in tears last time. Don't do that, Webwave.
Move
Don't do what?
on.
That's what
Yeah.
there was there was a big disaster before the first podcast. It's like podcast 0 where everyone was screaming and crying and
This is true. Those were sad times, dark times.
Was it
and
really that bad?
It was pathetic. They could have done one of those shows, one of those commercials for like, starving puppies or something like that, and we would have been the equivalent. People would have thrown money at us because it was so pathetic.
Why didn't we try that?
Because we were in such a state of disarray, no one thought of it.
You sound like you're about to cry right now.
I'm
For
feeling
not
all
thinking
sorts of
about it.
emotions.
PTSD or something.
All right, guys, we were talking about this as we were setting up, so I got to throw it out there. Apparently, it came out this week that the longtime voice of Solid Snake in the Metal Gear series, David Hayter, in the U.S. version, he won't be in Metal Gear Solid 5, and he did an interview recently where he said he wasn't even contacted in regards to being in this one.
Talk about
Is it actually called number 5?
No, it's called The Phantom Pain.
Well, I mean, I know all of them have like separate names after one, but is there a 5 or is it
Pain?
Yeah, The Phantom Pain. Actually, Chaos and I were talking about this earlier because he thought it was under what was the other name? I forgot now.
Oh, I remember this conversation now. I was cooking dinner when you were talking about this.
It would make sense if they make him older, because I don't think the voice of old Big Boss is the same, although I might be wrong. Like in number 4 at the end, that Big Boss in that sounded different. So if he's older, it would make sense for him to not sound like Snake.
But this is kind of, isn't this the game will take place following the events of Peace Walker?
Yeah, and Peace Walker was with Big Boss, and by now it's catching up to, like, they made hints about them creating Solid Snake in Peace Walker, so it's very close to catching up to the original 2 Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2, like the twin, not Twin Snakes, but the other game.
Sons of Liberty?
No, it's the, not Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, the
series,
first Metal Gears. Okay. The NES games is what you're talking about.
Yeah, those two. It's getting close to leading, connecting full circle back up to that timeline. So, if it is, then he would be old by then and sound completely different.
Well, there's
sound more like Solidus.
There's already a petition formed online on change.org to bring back David Hayter because a lot of fans are pissed about this. There's already 6,200 supporters.
If it is going to be, I think, I really think that they have to have a good reason. Either it's because it's a lot further along in the story and he is old by that point, or if that's not the case, then I see no reason why it should not be the original voice.
According to Hideo Kojima, he says there's a new voice actor coming on to just freshen things up. So his response wasn't related to the character itself. It's just to freshen things up. That's what
I think
they every time though. He's missing the whole point of reinvigorating a series.
Yeah. I think freshening it up is good enough with the whole different, entirely battle style with Raiden.
Yeah, I agree.
If you want to freshen up, that's a good pathway. That seems like a really nice choice. Even though I don't like Raiden as much, I would still, play that game. And even though I haven't yet, I would still play and buy that game just because it's part of the series.
We should make this podcast and dedicate it to Mr. Kojima.
Why is that?
Well,
so that we can
maybe
give him
dedicated
our sage
to
advice.
Yeah, maybe dedicated to petitioning him.
Yeah, we're like, look, quit being such a dick. Listen to your fans, because they're the ones that really matter.
I mean, he did make a whole bunch of games that I think are really good and stand up. I mean, to the point where people are still fighting about whether 1, 3, and 4 are the best games. And 2 to a certain extent. Like every game except 3 has a little bit of complaints from me on the side, and 1.
But nobody's gonna like everything that you put out.
Can we talk about Mass Effect now?
You can't have a hit 100% of the time.
I should have known that was coming.
No, can we talk about petitions still? Because I want to talk about petitions and a certain one in particular.
I want to talk about Best Korea.
What petition
Okay,
is that?
what petition? Yeah.
I want to talk about the petition of a forum that was shut down.
Oh, dear
Oh, okay.
God.
That's
That's not a true petition.
We are
Yeah.
petitioning. This is a petition.
Just because you want to get the pony thread back does not mean it's a real petition.
Well, no. Well,
I
is
want
it?
that thread.
I thought a petition was like a. Do you actually have one of those official forms and stuff? Like,
Well,
I think
petition
there's
can
this.
take many forms.
Yeah.
Forms.
Forms and
Petitions are forms.
Well, how many? Okay, how
Never
many
mind.
people are on that petition?
Well,
What
there's,
petition?
There's me. There's
What way?
well, wait.
there's also there's
All
also
I'm
three
not
people.
on that petition.
hold on,
If
there's
there's any
Zapty,
admins listening, I'm not part of any petition to do.
There's
Yeah, you
Zapty.
are. We already called you out, Wubwave.
There's Dark.
Wait,
I did not commit myself to that petition.
Too late.
I was gonna
You've
talk
been
about
called
something
out.
later.
Well, I guess I'm part of the petition now.
I'm
Let's see.
definitely not part of that petition.
Chaos. I'm throwing you in there.
nope.
Too late. You're already too late for that.
Well, it's not like you. The only one. I think it's interesting that I thought before. Did they change this with the recent site update? Because I thought before it always showed like post edited by, even if it was an admin, post edited by this guy at this date. Did they change that?
Oh yeah,
Or is
you're
it-
right. I think they did. It did used to do that. I'm not sure.
Cause now you can just do it so subtly.
And that cop's
Yeah.
still out there.
Is
They're
the other
still
car still there?
Does
Yeah,
the
they're
guy
both
look?
still there.
Does the guy look intimidated? The one that got pulled over? Does he look like he's ready to piss himself?
They really just look like they're chatting with the cop. There's two guys in a car, and the cop keeps walking back and forth.
No, don't you know they're part of the Cop Thread podcast?
Oh yeah.
Invite the
Alright,
cop onto the
I'd listen
podcast.
to
Yell
that.
out of wherever you're sitting.
Yeah,
Be like, hey,
I'd love to talk to the cop.
officer, come
I
on
don't
the
think I
podcast."
can.
Yeah, you just wave
Sure
your
you
hand,
can.
say, "Officer, we're recording the Forum Thread podcast number 5, and we would like to feature
Officer-
you for just
just say,
5
"Officer,
seconds.
officer, I need
say
help."
hi." Or that, but then he might arrest you for lying to him.
I think he might arrest me for trespassing.
Wait, what?
You're stealing internet? Is that what you're doing?
Well, yeah, we've already been over this.
Oh,
you
that's right.
serious?
That's right.
Oh, you remember now.
I was cooking.
Wait, what?
Alright, I
I
guess
must
I'm
have
not
missed it.
really
And in
trespassing,
no way am
but
I
it's
on
close
any
enough.
petition of stealing any.
You
Yeah,
know, if the internet is open, it's just asking to be stolen. So
It really is.
Yeah, you know when people like poke their toes on the street, it's just asking to be stolen. When people just close the door without putting like a steel panel over it, it's just asking to be broken into.
not the
Yeah,
same
see-
thing.
No,
Well-
close.
You're drawing extreme similes.
Rather extreme.
Yeah, well,
Well,
you
it's-
sound like a robot.
I think that there should be a realm of, even though you can do it, it's better not to do it just to help like certain businesses and all that. Because the companies that make certain products, if you take it without paying, then they don't have the funds to continue making the products that you enjoy. To
What does this
certain-
have anything to do with stealing Wi-Fi?
Not
Yeah,
Wi-Fi. I'm just
chaos
talking
was
about
having to do
pirating
with
in general,
internet.
because that's it.
Oh,
Internet
oh,
in general.
okay. We took a different turn with this conversation.
I don't
missed
think that they're in any trouble of losing money because a couple people pirate stuff. That whole thing with the music industry and people being upset about online music and pirating and everything. I mean, it's obviously not going anywhere, and like people still buy music. There are people who are
There's-
going to go over convenience of going to like iTunes and downloading stuff, or going to a local music store and buying a CD over pirating things.
Well, yeah, like for me, with the invention of Pandora, that type of thing, that I listen to it all the time at work, I don't even have the desire to, one, like download an MP3 now, or even go buy it from the store. I'd rather just pay them to shuffle my music for me, and I can give them feedback of what I like and don't like, and I don't have to worry about buying anything or storing it anywhere. It just streams to me without commercials all day long if I want. And
Well,
that
I
makes
find,
me really happy.
I listen to some of that stuff too, but it kind of inspires me to go out and get a record if I like the music that I'm listening to. I hear like a new band or something that I don't know about, and then I want to hear more of that music. I might check it out on the internet somewhere, and then go buy a CD so I can play it in my car or whatever.
Yeah, well, for me, like I listen to Pandora in my car. I use it on my phone, so I listen to it in the car, and then I hook it up to the big stereo at work, so I play it all day at work. Yeah. So if they introduce a band that comes on, I just add the band to the artist seed, and so it winds up playing more of their music. I've discovered a lot of bands that I like that way that I never would have heard of otherwise.
I don't get Pandora up here.
Well, there's so many bands you can't find on Pandora, though.
Is there?
Pandora sucks.
Pandora does suck.
I
listen to a lot of songs.
Yeah, well, Pandora's no.
Okay, why is it bad?
You just don't like it because you can't put your music on there and get paid for it.
Have you ever tried to listen to Offspring and go on Offspring radio? Because that's the only thing they have about Offspring. And you can go an hour without listening to Offspring once.
My Pandora radio plays a lot of
That is
Offspring
true.
music.
If you're trying to listen to more specifics, sometimes it doesn't have the,
Well, that's why you would purchase it. If you want to listen to a specific artist and only a specific artist, then you don't listen to the radio to listen to that. You buy
just
an album.
go to
Or
YouTube and listen to it.
You could go to YouTube or go to Spotify,
Vivo.
download Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they're very popular too.
Yeah, like Pandora is called Pandora Radio for a reason. It's set up more like radio than like a jukebox or anything.
Yeah.
So once I figured that out, I actually really respect its setup.
Yeah.
Do you know what's a sucky business plan? Radio. So maybe you shouldn't listen to Pandora Radio.
No, I actually refuse to, I like the idea of the iHeartRadio app, but because of the name, I refuse to download it just because I hate public radio. That's what we used to listen to in our shop before I started hooking up my Pandora station, and they play the same 12 songs in a loop all day long with all those horrible, annoying local commercials. I'm like, why the fuck are we listening to this? This is ridiculous.
Well,
What about the Sealy's commercial? That's a good commercial. Very catchy.
I was in Hawaii last year, and the radio there is really bad for that. I heard the same Nicki Minaj song 4 times in 3 hours.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Oh, speaking of local commercials. Speaking of local commercials, here in Denver, you know how they legalized what? Shut up. Here in Colorado, they legalized marijuana, and there was a car commercial that featured the owner of the dealership and some other character smoking up in a used car or something. So
wow.
Fucking weird.
Well, what else are you gonna have on your?
But marijuana is still illegal in the fuck, I can't think of it. No. Even if it's legal in the state, it's still illegal federally. Yeah.
But
so
but the states can preside over.
Stop people. Fuck. The public bus always smells like weed now.
I would hate that.
Are you complaining?
Yeah, I am. It smells awful, dude.
I don't know if I know what that smells like, so I guess I'm glad.
It's kind of a sweet smell, in a way.
The Form Thread Podcast, not potheads.
It smells like the bus ran over 20 skunks every day. That's exactly what it smells like.
Pot does not smell like skunk, okay?
Oh, yes, it
whatever
does. And do you know how I know that?
That's some really bad weed, by the way.
Yeah.
If it smells like skunk,
it's
really bad.
Bus. What do you expect?
Your skunk weed.
Yeah,
well, I mean, the reason it probably is like that on the bus is because of how many people do it, and it kind of warps the smell.
Well, you combine that with just body funk, on the bus.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That how many people are on the bus warp the smell.
I used to work with a guy who was a huge pothead, but he always wore this really strong cologne or body spray. I don't know what it was to sort of mask the smell of it. And so over the course of maybe a year, I started to associate the smell of his shitty cologne with marijuana. And then I was at a party or something, and somebody lit up a joint, and I smell it, and I'm like, that's not what marijuana smells like. I realized what happened.
It's like, weed's more muskier. No, it's not.
Yeah.
My feeling is on pot being legal, should be legal all across the board because as long as alcohol, which I like my booze, but I will admit more people die by booze than by marijuana. So I know,
Only because it's illegal and we control it so well.
yeah, but my feeling
Well, I
is
mean, there is also the problem with stuff like that affects other people just because like especially smoking is one of the things I really don't like because I have no choice but to breathe in the after effects from it. At least with alcohol, it's only affecting them themselves to a point. I mean, yes, their actions can get crazy, but at least people like Dark would just be a funny guy, but you wouldn't have to worry about breathing in his smoke or something.
I'd be
Just
worried.
ask him to go outside or something.
so.
I'm pretty worried.
Are you saying I'm an alcoholic?
No, I'm saying you're one of the people that are good drunks versus the crazy ones.
Like me.
Who are we kidding?
Yeah, we
Dark,
should
you
have
need help.
another drunk one
Yeah, Dark, we really wanted to tell you this isn't a podcast. Really, it's masked for an intervention.
Yeah.
So
We've been setting it up for a
I can
while.
quit whenever I want.
We've been setting it up for a
I'm
while.
gonna do like the Always Sunny in Philadelphia thing. Intervention.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. I'm gonna find a gift for that
Just
right
because
now.
we care about it.
you're gonna bust
So-
out. You're gonna bust out like that TV show intervention where, all right, I'll go get help, but just one more time. Let me go get one more hit, and then I'll go to agree. They always do that. It's like, you've been hooked on heroin for the past 5 years, and we want you to get help. Okay, I promise. I'll go get help, but can I go have one more hit before I go?
Like, no.
So, other people that are probably
Okay.
on drugs.
Can I bring something up?
What's up?
No, no, you can't.
Go ahead, Wub.
When
Okay.
you showed pics of you shooting that cooking show, I figured out what celebrity you look like.
Oh hell, my hair
You
looked
look like
horrible
Shaggy from Scooby Doo.
in that. Yeah.
Shaggy
did-
from
they-
Scooby-Doo's a celebrity. I like that.
They decided to fix my hair.
Well, they
and
did
turned
have
it
that
into
live movie.
Horrible monstrosity.
I couldn't find it, but I did find this. Close enough.
I'm not gonna click
Find
on
what?
any links because as soon as I do, it's gonna crash my internet. I know it.
Yeah, we've had pretty good luck so far.
Yeah, I'm not risking the photo issue.
So that must mean that Indie Renegade's blessing has helped us along. The magic was enough.
So far, we haven't had any problems like we've had for the previous
Praise
4.
the Omnissiah.
As long as anyone's actually still have their audio and is not gonna have it not recorded the entire time.
Yeah.
I know we need to get Cheza back on here so that we can actually have everyone else listen. to it.
Chezzy.
That's not
Yes.
even It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Come on.
I know it's not,
I like it.
but I like How I Met Your Mother. It's a good show. It's well written.
Yeah.
My best friend Danny, she loves that show and she's constantly trying to get me to watch it. I'm like, it's still a sitcom though. I have so much trouble watching sitcoms.
You know what?
You
It's
don't have a
not. It's
laugh
not a
track in it,
wacky
though.
sitcom though. It's not like
Come
whoa,
on.
whoa, whoa, join us tonight for hilarity, laughs, and everybody goes crazy. No, it's not like that. It's
Plus
they
it's
kind
not
of
I like how
Dog
good
tagging
you
it.
can do that voice.
the salesman voice.
Yes.
I had friends that used to always bug me to do the monster truck rally. This Sunday,
Oh, really?
Sunday.
Darth Vader. What is no? What was the truck's name?
Dark Vader.
Yeah.
No, what was the Vader?
Dark Vader is my cousin.
Oh, wait.
Darth Vader.
That makes me think of something.
What's that?
Yes.
he's not gonna tell you what it is, but it does make him think of something.
Like, I thought it was something funny, and it just stops. Starts laughing and walks away.
We can start
Cool,
a
I
new,
got
we can
this.
start a
I
new
got this.
segment on this. So what is Wubwave thinking of right now?
Yeah, well, you
I
know
like
what?
how
You
I
sound
don't-
all
Yes.
robotics, and I'm always like 2 seconds behind of whatever you're saying because of my internet. But I switched the YouTube layout to the new layout, so we can make a trailer video for the
Why are
podcast.
you echoing now?
I don't know. Am I echoing?
Not to me.
You are to me. It's
No.
a weird metallic like echo.
Nah,
I can probably
that's
only hear it
just-
because I have the headphones in. And Zappy,
suddenly
he's
just got
probably gonna
really
hear it.
Oh,
loud,
speaking
that's what
speaking of Zapdy, I saw that he joined this group on Rooster Teeth called "I Totally Fuck Joel."
Looking
Yeah, I
for
can
that
Like
see
I
guy.
would.
Like it showed up on my the news stream that he had joined this group called "I Totally Fuck Joel." I'm like, what?
There's actually one for each major person on Rooster Teeth. It might be a joke, but it's kind of both ways. It's either a joke for the people that wouldn't or would.
Dark, are you in that group?
No, I don't follow the people of Rooster Teeth.
I can't tell if you're talking or if I'm lagged.
You're lagged. Yeah, definitely.
Or was it just
Yeah,
silent?
way behind. So
No, you're not.
So RTX might be in trouble this year.
Why?
Because Kim Jong Un is gonna hit Austin with.
Oh, I thought you meant like that. This was gonna be I thought you were gonna mention an official like Twitter or news post that was.
No.
It is official. It is official. North Korea wants to blow up Austin.
No, he's got a point there.
Is that?
North Korea
Yeah,
are
but-
just dicks right now.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people
Yeah,
are
if
going
they
to
fuck up
try to-
RTX,
Yeah.
I'll take down the whole country
Yes.
by myself.
That's
Why
not
would
a
they
good
want to? Hold on. Why would they want to target Austin out of?
Because they have bad
Anything.
intelligence.
Yes.
Because
Obviously.
If anything, they would attack San Antonio over here because we have a very high quality Air Force base. It's like the training hub for all the airmen.
They could be listening
but
right
Austin
now and
has
you're just giving them
hipsters.
ideas.
Yeah. We apologize if North Korea decides to attack any other city due to anything we've talked about on here.
I agree.
Point the finger at Chaos Mana. It's his fault. He's the one
It's the
blabbing
capital
about
of
it.
North Korea.
Blame
it's
him.
because Kim Jong Un wasn't served the third Mexican martini in Trudy.
That's what it was.
Well, if I
Yeah.
wasn't served the third Mexican martini, I would be a little upset too.
Exactly, right? I mean,
No,
I understand. I see
we're
where-
gonna take Dark to Trudy's during RTX,
Yeah.
and he's gonna sympathize with Kim Jong douche. He is.
Yeah.
He's gonna say, you know what? I agree. He should bomb the fuck out of Austin after I leave because I wanted my third one, and the rule
No,
is
I
two
think
of them.
I think Rooster Teeth provides a decent shield to why Austin should stay where it is. Like if Rooster Teeth moved out, then you're just like, oh, there he goes.
Yeah, no one cares.
So you're saying the survival of the entire city hinges on
No,
Rooster Teeth?
there should be a picture of the survival of everyone, and then it's a picture of Gavin.
Oh, and then a caption of someone saying, "Oh, we're fucked."
Oh lord. I just got a question from Radius55, the site admin.
Radius 5.
Oh, boy.
Thank you for
Alright.
speaking up.
Yeah. Here's exactly what his post says. Be sure to recite the following question exactly as it appears. Ready? Nuts.
Nuts.
That's not a question.
Yes.
Balls.
Nuts.
Testicles.
Well, I didn't expect him to say that, but
Yeah, that was rather nice of
Wait,
him.
what was this? What was his name again?
Radius55.
Radius 55.
he's the
The
guy
Forum
that
Thread podcast would like to offer you an
how I
official
learned
"fuck
that you-
buddy."
He's an admin.
Yeah.
Again.
He's a
He's a
mod,
side admin.
isn't he? He's an admin.
he's the newest
Yeah.
admin.
Oh, he's an admin.
He was in one of my gaming tournaments, and he won.
Oh, really? Very
So-
nice.
That was fun.
Does it freak anyone else out when a mod appears in level 20 section?
No.
Not,
It freaks
not,
me. It doesn't really freak me out because they're always talking to me when they join in.
Well, it freaks
'Cause you're
me
the
out
most
because they
annoying.
usually shut down my shit.
It's
No,
kind of like
I'm
the
connected.
Enderman in Minecraft. It's like
always
It's just your
talking to me.
paranoia talking, Webwave.
yeah.
No, it's not.
I think it's just because it's just the threads that you happen to be in. They talk to you, but you never know.
It's not paranoia if it's true.
Even if it's true, I think it's still paranoia.
Paranoia.
You tell that to the
Paranoia.
pony thread, you son of a bitch. It's dead because of mods.
Because of Mike.
So wait, why did they shut down your pony thread? Why?
Because
Did
the
they
Because
tell you?
there's
dicks.
already one.
It was just
Yeah.
because it was a duplicate. How many posts? About how many pages were in your thread before they
A
shut?
lot.
There's a couple duplicates out there. I mean,
Yeah, this one was the level 20 plus forum pony thread because the other one is in the regular.
Uh huh.
oh, There's the random questions thread. That's a duplicate, and they do the exact same thing on each of them. They don't even do random questions. They kind of took it over like we did to some of the other threads.
Yeah, but they didn't see them, and now Radius55 is going to read this, and you're kind of just killing that thread.
Yep. Radius55, please disregard everything that, once again, Chaos Mana has said. He's getting everybody in trouble tonight.
He's going to have North Korea bomb Austin.
And he's getting threads deleted.
God.
You're such a troublemaker.
God damn, Donnie, you were out of your element,
before,
man.
What, the next thing, he's going to get aliens to attack the United States next?
Yeah.
He's going to delete the Austin, Texas thread.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
There's an Austin, Texas thread?
No, don't even worry about that.
We won't talk about it. It's okay.
Secret government project that North Korea shouldn't know about. Don't tell them about the Austin, Texas thread.
Yeah.
Speaking of the pony thread, I downloaded a fucking awesome mod for Civ 5, and guess what it does? Ponies.
It puts ponies in it?
I answered for you.
No, you
no,
didn't.
but it makes Celestia, so fucking rad. Best mod of the year. Every year.
I saw that.
I thought you weren't following Celestia anymore because she's an evil dictator who makes other ponies pull her around despite the fact that she can fly.
Yeah, but they don't have a rarity leader. So...
Yeah, but you only live once.
I think it's funny how just by listening to stuff like Internet Box, and even though I don't follow the show at all, I can probably actually answer almost some questions about some of it. It's hilarious.
Oh, don't even start with that. We know you secretly watch the show when no one else is looking.
With the
You
Internet
guys
Box?
are
Watch many TV shows.
Recently, I made a group,
Congratulations.
and
Careful, the mods are gonna shut that shit down.
Yeah.
No, as long as Chaos doesn't talk about it, it'll be okay.
Recently, Novad made a group.
Well, there it goes. Kiss your group goodbye.
I'm just gonna keep posting until you all join it.
I'm not joining that.
No,
Okay.
don't do that. That makes an annoying bloop sound every time you do.
Yeah, but no one
Yeah.
can hear it, so.
I keep hearing it in my headset. It's
Bloop.
really irritating.
Bloop.
Just like every time you guys get in one of those
Bloop.
tagging wars and everyone decides to tag Dark One Dre for half a page.
It's
Oh.
funner. It's.
You brought this on yourself.
I like
shit.
at web waving.
I mean, it's entertaining like the first couple times, and then after it keeps happening, and I've got like half a page full of alerts of all the times I've been mentioned in a post. I'm like, really? The hell?
Because
Once would've
you're.
been enough.
Yes, but
Speaking
sometimes
of mods,
you have to
and no one
fall.
else is
You have
speaking
to
of
follow
mods, but
through.
I'm speaking of mods, so we're speaking of mods now.
What do you have? What do you
That
Yeah,
Mass
have?
Effect mod for Battlefront 2 is fucking awesome as well. It's the best.
I'll have to write that down.
The end.
But
Yay,
didn't you? Weren't you
thanks
not
for
even
sharing.
able? Weren't you not even able to get some of the maps working, and you had trouble at first?
I remember him bitching about something like that.
I
I had no
figured it
trouble
out.
with it.
I felt really dumb because I spent like a week trying to get the certain maps to work. I just had to change graphical setting.
Hey, Spy just got
Felt
online.
fucking dumb.
We should give a shout out to Spy for doing the artwork for our podcast.
Yeah.
No, we should wait.
Yes, that's-
We should wait.
I already kind of mentioned it, so this is the shout out.
Yeah, he does
Hey.
a good job.
Guess what? Now Radius55 is going to actually listen to our podcast, so.
Oh, really?
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
He's gonna hear me give him his big fuck you.
And
no,
again,
don't do that. He's
gonna
probably
delete the forum thread podcast group because that's what admins do.
Oh. And then he's gonna blame me. Well, I'm still blaming Chaos. It's his fault.
yeah, it's
He's
chaos.
not gonna abuse his godlike power. Come on, let's be real.
Like someone does.
People don't do that around here.
No. Shifty eyes.
That
No.
never happens. People don't edit other people's posts on the forums on the Rooster Teeth website. Shit like that never happens. Come on.
Oh wait, guys. Apparently there is a It was a reference. What he asked me was a reference.
To what?
It was a reference to bad
Was it a
jokes.
question about
Oh,
my
balls.
nuts?
I don't know. I don't know.
I
But it
haven't
was a
How is
posted
that a
my balls on
reference?
the
That's just a
website in
word.
while. Let's
Yeah,
see.
it's like every like slapstick comedy has that one moment where someone just says, "Hey, guess what?
Balls.
And it's yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I screwed up.
In addition to the fuck you,
Did,
I'm
did
also
he
going
say?
to going to
Did he
say
say it was a reference just now or something?
Yeah, he just told me it was a reference. He's like, "Did anyone get the reference?" And I was
You-
like, "I don't think anyone
Okay.
got it."
your
If it's-
references suck.
Well, if it's from Rooster Teeth, I probably will get it if it's explained. I just don't remember it right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of jokes in their videos over the past 10 years, so we may forget a few here and there.
Maybe a few. Most of them we got though.
Yeah, and then don't forget about like the little odd projects that
What?
they do. Like they had that that thing that with the animals.
Oh
a while?
yeah.
Wait.
Whatever
Okay.
didn't that happen? Didn't they air that
Oh yeah.
during RVB 10 and just it stopped? I don't know. I didn't watch the whole season.
They only had like 5 episodes, I think.
I did not enjoy that at all.
It was very awkward.
It was
He
like
just told me what the
the
reference was about.
Woodland Critters Christmas. It was just odd.
What is
No,
it from?
Yeah, what's
World
it from?
World War II history.
What?
What?
He's just
Yeah.
fucking with you.
Once again, your references suck. Quit talking to Nobod. You're going to confuse us all.
Everyone talks to me. It's not their fault.
You're
It's
very
because
popular,
they can-
Nobod. What can we say?
Yeah. What can you do?
You're the
It's his
shizzle.
boyish good looks. They all want to molest him.
Yeah. Well, that might just be you, Dark.
Rumor has it you're getting your own at RTX. You're getting your own panel. That's the rumor. We didn't want to tell you, but yeah,
All right, I'd agree to that.
you're just gonna field questions from everyone. That's just
Yep,
2 hours of just you fielding everything possible.
that's right.
That would actually be really fun.
You think that now, but we're leaving out a couple little details that you'll be sitting in a dunk tank filled with piranha.
And horse feces. And
I
horse
already
feces.
told you I like sushi.
Then he'll enjoy
You're
this.
gonna
Then
be sushi.
he'll get eaten by the fish, and then we can eat the sushi, and from the fish, so it'll be like in a way we'll have eaten Nobod by eating the fish that ate him. It's not quite
That's
cannibalism.
morbid. That's morbid.
Are you sure you want to be doing that though?
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Yeah. I'll pass on that. I'll just eat the fish.
I want to change gears. I know in the forum thread where this podcast originated, this week a discussion came up about those that are going to RTX, possibly having a dinner at one of the sushi places over there.
Well, we can't tell everyone about that.
They-
Then everyone will want to be there.
I didn't say what sushi place. I just said a sushi
Well, I mean,
place.
there's gonna be tons of gatherings all over, so.
Is there a lot of sushi in the middle of Texas?
What was that, Sweet?
Is there
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of sushi in the middle of
In
Texas?
Austin?
yeah.
Yes, there is.
I
It's not
already.
like-
Yeah, Austin is like this magical hub of many
Food.
different things packed in one little spot.
It is.
I
Chaos
linked
is down the
Darkland
road, so he
Drive
knows
to,
how
like,
it is
20
over there.
places.
Yeah, it's not like in Michigan where the closest thing you can get to the ocean is like literally 12 hours away by truck. So yeah, I can see I can see
I've never
that.
had sushi.
What?
Oh, you're missing out, man.
Well, I haven't had it either. I haven't had official sushi.
What?
I haven't eaten anything.
I mean, the eel. I don't think the
Not
eel really
freak.
counted quite.
Eel
quite
does
as much.
count.
Was it cooked?
Oh my god.
Well, no. I mean, it was. We went to a Japanese restaurant in Austin, and I had some eel.
Everyone
so
actually
it-
follow that link.
Yeah, eel is actually one of my favorite types of sushi. It's got kind of they have an eel sauce that's a little bit sweet.
Eel
Never had
sauce.
That's what most sushi places will call it the eel sauce because it's a darker sauce and they serve it with eel. It's,
I'll have to try it next time I go.
it's really good. That and the spicy tuna. You can never go wrong with spicy tuna.
Spicy tuna.
You can judge a restaurant based on their spicy tuna. If they have bad spicy tuna, then the rest of their sushi is gonna be shit.
How spicy is it? Because spicy
not that
foods for
spicy.
me can mean like a whole wide range of things.
Usually,
if you're
spicy
going
sushi's not that bad.
by like salsa, where they have
Yeah, that.
medium or they have mild, medium, and hot, and then like kick your ass hot, it's kind of a
Kind of a medium.
it's
Yeah.
barely a medium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you eat about 3 or 4 of those, you're gonna feel
What
it.
if I click this link? It will crash my internet.
It's a
Probably.
it's
Don't
maybe
do it.
it might do that.
Should we read this link? Like,
I'm
should we
doing it.
read this so people know?
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, it's good.
All right. Well, General Anthony Clement Nuts I just realized I don't know how to pronounce that.
McAuliffe.
McAuliffe? Okay.
McAuliffe.
Yeah.
Was the
McAuliffe.
United States Army general who was the acting division commander of the 101st Airborne Division troops defending Bastogne, Belgium during World War II's Battle of the Bulge. He is famous for his single-word reply of "nuts" in response to a German surrender
I
ultimatum.
remember that.
I
That's
didn't know
funny.
that.
Only thing I'm gonna remember from that is there is a battle called Battle of the Bulge.
Yeah, you
Didn't
didn't
know
know
about
that?
that?
remember learning about that.
You never heard of Battle of the Bulge?
I know, it was a major
I mean,
German
come on.
offensive during the war.
That-
I never paid attention to history. It bored me to tears.
I would
You ever
criticize
watch
you for not knowing that,
Band
but,
of Brothers?
you know.
It was like the
Well, I
Germans'
mean-
shining
Know too
moment.
Yeah.
Him sending that letter was the shining moment.
No,
Oh, nuts.
Then you're gonna say you never heard of the Battle of the Dicks.
That doesn't exist.
Yeah, that was actually during the 100-Year War.
Well, no, depending on where you
General
go, you
Patton
can see Battle of
fought
the
off
Dicks on a
Normandy
regular
British,
basis.
Oh, yeah.
right?
if you go to Bourbon Street during Mardi Gras, you'll if you look down a couple of dirty alleys, you'll see a couple Battle of the Dicks. Just letting you know.
Hey, it goes every day on the internet, I hear. From people that totally aren't
Lemon
me.
Party.
By people, he means dog.
By people he means
I
he
feel as
means
if I'm being
himself.
discriminated against all of a sudden.
Don't worry, it's only because you're gay.
Oh my
What?
god.
Since when?
Oh yeah, and you said earlier that even though you are, you can't do the stereotypical accent.
I can't do a gay accent to save my life.
You're doing it right now.
Actually,
Yeah.
let's be real. Because you can't do it, it has saved your life. Okay.
Oh,
I'm-
oh.
I'm
okay.
kidding. It's a joke.
Who was it that's saying something, you have to practice saying something with Skittles in it?
Skittle.
That was Wes.
Skittle.
Yeah, Wes was
Playing with
talking
some
about that.
Skittle.
Skittles. You just
Let's
throw a
see.
TH in there. Skittles.
You try it. You try it. You try saying it.
Saying it.
Saying
Say,
saying
guys,
that-
let's go eat some Skittles.
Skittles. Skittles.
And some
It's
Skittles.
not happening. It's all right. It's okay.
Yeah.
I do it better than you. Come on. You're very bad at this.
I need more practice.
You should
Yeah.
change your lifestyle. You're not good at what you do.
Damn it! I can't do anything right. Fine, I'm gonna have to practice saying Skittles in a flamboyant manner,
Yeah.
just so I can keep my gay card.
Well, any way you say it, it's gonna sound gay. I mean, the word itself.
It's just a candy.
Skittles.
Yeah.
Skittles. Skittles.
Yeah, it's just a fruity, hard ball.
So what are you trying to say? Skittles are gay? That's not cool, man.
And then
So
what does that
really
make
can't-
M&Ms?
I didn't say they
M&Ms
didn't
are their
taste
partner
good.
in crime.
We're going down a dark road with this podcast.
Yeah.
folks.
Yeah, next thing we know, it's gonna be a Rainbow Dash cupcakes joke. Let's just move
But-
on.
Slamming
You
the
never know, it
fat.
might-
You were the only person that would turn it into a pony reference.
Hey, he just said taste the rainbow. That is.
That's their catchphrase, their slogan.
Yeah, that
I know,
absolutely
it's
does not
enough.
count.
It's enough
But
to
that-
just make me.
Honestly, though, that sounds like something you'd hear at a pride parade.
You know, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah.
Like-
It's one of those slogans that you've heard ever since you were a kid, so you don't really think about it. But yeah, in that context, it is actually a very gay slogan.
Yeah.
My favorite
Insane.
slogan was the corn nuts, the bust a nut. That was my favorite. I don't know if you guys remember that. Those commercials, the bust a nut, bust a nut. What the fuck am I listening to? This is so awesome. How do they get away with this shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're saying it's A-OK to bust a nut
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
enjoy it.
It was written by Europeans.
Hold on, I'm looking it up right now.
Busting that.
Yes, we'll wait.
No, what do you-
We'll wait while we're rolling on the podcast for you to listen
Yeah,
and
just
watch
hold
this.
on.
Yeah.
We'll wait.
Yeah.
We'll just all
alright.
stop talking and be quiet.
No, we should all say, and then Zapty edits in the Jeopardy
The
thing.
Jeopardy music. Do 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 do.
There was a national radio talk show
So what are we
host
talking
that
about?
if a caller would
I don't
call
know.
in and his phone line, his call waiting would click, he'd be like, "Go ahead and answer it. I'll wait right here." Oh, really? Really? Yeah, yeah. Just go ahead and answer it. And he would hang up on him.
Stop it. Stop
God
it.
damn it! What? Nobody.
What is happening here?
Hey, no, you can't play music like that on something like this for too long.
Yeah. Oh.
It's copyright
Sounds
infringement.
fucking awful with my internet.
I would
Sounds
actually
like
like to hear what it
bad
sounds like from your
dubstep.
internet.
The worst, but
The best part is he can't edit it out.
He can. He can just edit this whole section
Yeah,
out.
technically you could just mute your
Channel.
entire
Yeah.
track.
Just get us having a reaction to nothing. It'll be just like
Yeah.
the last podcast. Only everyone will understand.
Could you not hear
Yeah.
it? It comes through on my audio perfectly. So.
no, I could hear it. It sounded fucking awful.
It sounded terrible.
Yeah, it was awful.
Well, yeah, any songs that are produced like from the computer or whatever just don't sound well over mic at all.
Well, he could just leave it in for the comedy.
There was no comedy there, only tragedy.
Well, at least
Kinda
now
wish
people
I
know
recorded
he was
mine
dead.
like that. It sounded horrible.
What was that, Wubbs?
Yes.
Is that it?
That's it.
He just said yes.
He mumbles something for a while and then just says yes.
He's like an old person.
Yes.
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 Wubbs, it's...
So Chaser, how's it going?
Shh.
What?
She's not here right
Just do
now.
that every
Wubbs.
podcast. Just mention Chaser and just have dead silence.
No,
Okay,
no, it's
Wubbs,
the whole
we've all been talking,
Carrie
and we've
thing.
all come to this decision that it's time we put you in a home.
I follow the
actually-
battle of the bold, you ungrateful
It's
son
okay.
bitch.
He lives with his parents. It's okay.
We're gonna
Is
put
it-
him in a
Battle of the
home,
dicks.
and the orderlies will burn him with their cigarettes, and everything will be okay.
All right. You think we should be wrapping up now?
It's about time to wrap it up. I agree.
Well, everybody,
Alrighty.
it's been a pleasure. Thank you for listening. And what was the admin's name?
Radius 55.
Radius 55.
I'm glad
We love you, but still, F you, buddy. F you.
I'm glad I got to talk about the Mass Effect Citadel DLC. That was great. And I guess we ended here.
No, they edited it before that, probably.
Edit it, and
Bum.